Artificial intelligence isn't some sci-fi movie concept anymore. It's here, and it is completely reshaping the world of work as we know it. So the big question for every single one of us is pretty simple, but it's also incredibly urgent. In this new era, are you going to adapt, or are you going to be replaced?
Okay, let's start with a number, just to really set the stage here. 800 million. That's how many jobs around the world could potentially be displaced by automation by 2030. I mean, that is a massive, staggering figure. It really shows you what's at stake with this technological shift.
And of course, when you hear a number that huge, it immediately leads to a much more personal question, right? You have to wonder, is my job on that list? It's a question we're going to dig into right now.
So yeah, this isn't just about factory robots anymore. We're talking about a huge job disruption that's happening across the board. It's hitting industries like design, marketing, transportation, even software coding. You've got these incredibly powerful tools from companies like OpenAI and Google that can already write marketing copy, draft legal documents, and even write functional code. This is a fundamental change, and it's hitting a lot of white-collar jobs that, frankly, many of us thought were safe.
So to figure out which jobs are most at risk, you first have to understand what AI is really good at. And here's the key. AI absolutely thrives on tasks that are routine, structured, and predictable. Think about things like data entry, following a customer service script, or just sorting information. If a task follows a clear set of rules, you can bet AI is getting amazing at it.
Now this is where the conversation gets really interesting, because this quote from AI Apply just flips the whole script. See, it's not that entire jobs are just going to disappear overnight. What's actually happening is that AI is replacing specific tasks inside of our jobs. And that means the future isn't about finding a career with no AI. No, the safest careers are what we call human advantage careers.
And that right there brings us to the core of this whole thing, the human advantage. If AI is going to handle all the routine stuff, then what's left for us? What are those core human skills that machines, at least for now, just can't copy? Well, to get an answer, we can look at this fantastic framework from researchers at MIT. They call it the epoch model. And it's basically a clear lens for us to see where humans still have the upper hand. It breaks it down into 5 key areas that are really resistant to automation.
Let's just quickly run through it. E is for empathy, that genuine ability to connect with people and read between the lines emotionally. P is for physicality. Think of a plumber trying to fix a leak in a super awkward cramped space. O is for originality. I'm talking about real, true creativity, not just mashing up things that already exist. C is for context, understanding all the nuance, the unwritten rules of a situation. And finally, H is for human judgment, making those tough ethical calls and crucially taking responsibility for them. These are pretty much our human superpowers.
Okay, so with that epoch model in our back pocket, we can start to get a really clear idea of which jobs have real staying power. Let's see how these traits actually play out in the real world.
This chart just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got jobs that are heavy on routine, predictable tasks, data entry, retail cashier. But on the right, you've got jobs that are just packed with those epoch traits. A plumber needs physicality. A nurse needs a ton of empathy. A firefighter has to use human judgment in a life or death moment. And a therapist needs a deep understanding of context. You see the pattern here, right?
And all this points to a few safe harbors in this AI storm. You've got the skilled trades like electricians. You have healthcare and all kinds of care work. Emergency responders, of course. Creative strategy roles like a creative director. And education and training, think teachers and coaches. All of these fields are just fundamentally built on human-to-human interaction and problem solving.
So, this all builds up to what is probably the most critical question in this entire debate. Do we look at AI as a competitor that's coming for our jobs, or is it a tool, a co-pilot, that's here to help us?
And honestly, all the evidence is pointing towards augmentation, not replacement. The future that's emerging is one where AI acts as our co-pilot. It'll be the thing that handles the boring, tedious, data-heavy work, the paperwork, the initial research, and that's going to free up us humans to focus on the things we do best: strategy, creative thinking, and connecting with other people.
And we've got data to back this up. These projections from the World Economic Forum are really eye-opening. They predict that, sure, around 92 million jobs might be displaced by 2030, but, and this is a huge but, they also project that 170 million new jobs will be created. That's a massive net gain. So the job market isn't just shrinking, it's transforming. All right, so we've been talking about the big picture, but now let's bring it back to you. I want to give you a really practical tool to look at your own job through this new AI lens.
It's time to actually ask yourself, based on everything we've just talked about, how future-proof is my career really.
Okay, this scorecard is a fantastic way to apply all this to your own life. Just take a look at these questions. For each one, give yourself a 0 for no, a 1 for sort of, and a 2 for yes, definitely. For example, the first one, does it require hands-on work in unpredictable environments? Well, a plumber gets a 2, for sure. An accountant working on a spreadsheet? That's a 0. How about this one? Does it involve emotional care, conflict, or trust building? A manager or a therapist would score a 2 there, no question. Go down the list, be honest with yourself. And if your total score is 12 or more, that's a really strong sign that your career is built on a solid human advantage. It's a great little reality check.
So as we start to wrap this up, it really all boils down to one simple idea. The future of work doesn't belong to people who try to run away from technology. It belongs to the adapters, the people who learn how to work alongside AI. So here it is, the winning strategy in a nutshell. It's a 2-step process. Step 1, lean into a field that relies heavily on those human advantage, epoch traits. Step 2, use AI as your tool, as your co-pilot, to get even better, more efficient, and more valuable at doing that uniquely human work. And that leaves us with one last thought. AI isn't coming anymore. It's here. It has arrived. So the question we need to be asking has changed. It's no longer if AI is going to affect your job. The only question that matters now is, what are you going to do about it? Will you adapt, or will you be